Dun dun. Dun dun.
It looks like the other watch.
Yeah, I thought we were expecting a bigger.
Same dial, same shape.
Is it a little
We're live.
taller?
Guys. Just FYI. We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Hello, America.
Apple Watch Series 4.
Just America?
That's a nice face.
What do you have against all the other countries,
Just
Jeremy?
America.
Designed and re-engineered.
Good morning, Vietnam, as well.
Every detail has been thoughtfully considered.
Oh yeah, we don't want that.
Beautiful.
Brenda, you need some headphones.
What is going on over?
It all starts with a stunning
Brenda
new
Butt.
display. We push the screens right to the edges, and we curve the corners to perfectly match the shape of the watch. And the screens are significantly larger. In fact, they're over
The robot's
30
misbehaving.
larger.
Everything about it has been redesigned and re-enginered. Every detail has been
Minimal
thoughtfully
changes to
considered.
space size.
Brenda, you're gonna have to
Series
mute
4 is
that.
thinner, so there's actually less
Beautiful.
total volume than in Series 3. And to take advantage of the new displays, every part of the UI has been redesigned.
There we go.
You'll see more in Maps
Match
Oh, no.
the shape of
and
the
Photo.
watch. And the screens
calendar.
are significant.
And we've created new complications. They look beautiful,
There we go.
and they show
So
even
screens are
more
bigger.
information in detail. And we've also
Slightly bigger?
designed
Was
a
it
brand
for
new
normal?
watch face with up
Yeah,
to
but that's
8
32%,
complications
Right.
'cause
that
it's so
really
small.
brings them to life. And you can customize it with the things you care about.
Oh my God.
Now,
Every time he mentions new faces,
you can
I wanna
add
kill
loved
someone.
ones to your watch face and simply tap to connect with them. Or if you're traveling, you can customize a watch face to track the different time zones.
Gosh, that's actually a really messy.
Or maybe you want to create the ultimate health and fitness watch.
Well, that's nice, I guess.
We also redesigned the modular
that
face with more detailed and graphical information from apps like
To me, that just
stocks
looks like
and
there's
heart
too much
rate
going on.
and
It's too
activity, and even apps from our developers.
I
So
agree.
now you can track
To
the
me,
live
all of these
score of your
watch
favorite
faces,
team
though,
with
it's a
MLB
feature.
at
This is
bat.
not a reason to buy a new watch. This is not something they should be touting here.
Your boarding information will appear right on your watch face with the Qantas app, or you can glance at nutritional intake with the LifeSum app. Next, the Breathe app has been a popular way for people to take a moment to be more mindful.
I guess.
And now the app is available.
It just
as a
all
watch
looks like a
face.
beautiful
So with a simple
presentation of
raise the
anxiety.
wrist, the watch face will guide you through a deep breath.
Just so much stuff.
There are three
Hey, have you checked your
beautiful
calories today?
variations
Have you checked your
of-
exercise? Did you check your flight? Did you book your flight?
Your protein numbers are down, man. Your protein numbers are down. Eat more fat.
In addition, we've created some dynamic new watch faces that uniquely interact with the shape of the
Can
display.
you imagine if they got on stage and they were like, "This is our new iPhone. Check
With a
out this
fire
background we
face.
developed for it."
See how the flames
Like, that's the
subtly
disconnect
illuminate
with the
the ticks
Apple
of the
Watch, that's
dial?
Exactly.
What?
And the new water face. Notice how the bubbles splash off the edges? And the vapor face looks amazing with the rich, vibrant colors. We think you're going to love everything about the new displays on Series 4. Next, let's turn to the digital crown. The digital
Those are
crown's
cool,
been
but I hope they're
completely
available for all other
re-engineered,
models.
and it now includes haptic
I was thinking the same
feedback,
thing, yeah.
giving you a more
Vapor face.
responsive
Vapor
and
face.
mechanical feel.
Didn't he
Especially
battle the
great-
Transformers?
I was gonna say, like that's like some sort of
You
supervillain
precisely
villain
flip through each item.
name. Ugh.
The speaker has also been completely redesigned.
Vapor
It's
face.
50% louder, which is great for phone calls and walkie-talkie or Siri requests. You ask Siri something on Series 4, and she comes back with volume. You just won't believe the sound you get out of such a small device. We moved the microphone on Series 4 to the opposite
So,
side, as far away from the speaker as possible, to
more
reduce
tactile
echo,
feel on the
making
crown.
phone calls even
I
clearer.
guess that's. I mean, I don't know, man.
And the back of Series 4 is absolutely beautiful. It's made entirely of black ceramic.
What Apple's doing
and
is what they do with the
sapphire crystal.
iPhone. It's a tiny,
And it's not only
small
beautiful,
incremental
it's highly
change, but
functional.
it's neat, nice
Radio
looking. The
wave
presentation's
can now
great.
pass through both the front
You'll get the new one. It's like,
and the back,
that's the thing.
resulting in
enough.
improved
I mean, is
cellular
the
reception.
screen difference
So
is,
this,
I think,
along with a new speaker and
like,
microphone,
probably the most
makes
substantial thing.
Series 4 even better.
and would
for
be the
staying
reason
connected.
to upgrade.
They cut down the bezels? Or is it
Yeah. You are going to get a lot more
Series
screen.
4 is just as impressive on the
For the size
inside.
of the
brain of
device.
Series 4 is our 4th generation silicon in package, or SIP, and we call it S4.
Okay, some
And it allows
hardware
us to build
improvements.
in
New
so
speaker,
many
new
capabilities
microphone,
in such a small
better cellular
device.
reception. I like those things. That sounds very
S4
good.
contains a powerful new dual-core 64-bit processor and a new GPU, both custom designed by our Apple Silicon team to deliver up to 2 times faster performance. On Apple Watch, the accelerometer and gyroscope, they power important experiences like all-day activity tracking or even identifying your swim stroke. Well, Series 4 has a next-generation accelerometer and gyroscope with twice the dynamic range, measuring up to 32 G-forces, and can sample motion data 8 times faster. You probably have no idea what any of that means, but that's okay, because we do, and it's allowed us to do something new. One of the leading causes of injuries worldwide is falls. So whether you slip off a step ladder or you trip on a curb,
Right, up to
a hard
32
fall can
G-forces.
be
How fast are you
serious,
walking?
and it can be difficult to get immediate help.
Well, finally,
Well, now,
you know,
Apple
fighter
Watch
pilots
Series
can
4
track their
detect
activity.
a fall.
It's a very well requested feature.
It's interesting, identifying a fall may sound like a straightforward problem, but it requires a tremendous amount of data and analysis. We conducted studies with thousands of people over a long period of time, and we
That's
captured
great.
data
That's fantastic.
on real-world
guys are
falls,
ahead of
and
me
we
a little
learned
bit.
something. We learned that with falls, there's this repeatable motion
I tried
pattern
reloading
that
my
happens.
page.
For example, when you trip, your body will
And
naturally pitch forward and your arms will go
It
out
just has
involuntarily
decided that I don't get to
brace yourself.
be on the same timeline as you
However,
guys.
if you slip, there's a natural upward motion of the arms. Well, these are motions Series 4 is ideally suited to recognize. With a new accelerometer and gyroscope, the
Yes.
watch
It will be,
analyzes
yes.
wrist trajectory and impact acceleration to determine when a fall occurs. And after detecting a fall, Series 4 delivers an alert. And from that alert, you can initiate an emergency call. However, if the watch senses you are mobile for 1 minute, it will start the call automatically. And it also sends a message with your locations to your emergency contacts using the SOS feature that is already built into Apple Watch. Fall detection is a feature that we hope you never need, but it's really nice to know it's there. The optical heart sensor has been essential
So
to
this is
Apple
fantastic.
Watch.
This is
from
one
the
of the most
beginning,
useful things I've ever
and
heard from a
it
wearable
allows
device,
us to
right?
calculate
Fall detection, it'll
the
automatically alert the
calorie
police if
burn
you're in
during
an
your
accident.
workouts.
That's great.
It allows us
Yeah.
to determine your resting
These things
heart
should also
rate.
detect when your
And
car
it's-
suddenly stops
it
moving
also
and you've
powers the high
obviously
heart
been in a
rate
crash.
application
I'm serious. Like,
that's helped
Yeah.
I think there's a
Apple
lot
Watch
of health
become
features
Why,
like
why
that.
couldn't it
guardian
sync
for
with your
health.
car if you
We
have like
wanted to
Apple?
do even more in
It
this
should.
space.
It does not.
And so we're announcing
But
it should sync
3
that.
What is
new
the car
heart
thing called?
features.
Apple
CarPlay.
Up CarPlay.
First,
Yeah.
a notification if your heart rate appears to be too low. Now, generally, a low
I mean, you
heart
really
rate
want all
is
these
thought to be
things
a
to
good
work,
thing. But if it's too low,
with no
it might
input,
mean that your heart's not
which is the
pumping
way they're
enough blood
going.
to the
So,
body. And that could be a sign of
that's great.
something serious. And now, Apple Watch can detect it. The second feature is related to heart rhythm, and this is a big deal. Apple Watch can now screen your heart rhythm in the background, and it sends you a notification if it detects an irregular rhythm that appears to be atrial fibrillation. Now, it won't catch every instance of AFib, but we believe this is going to help a lot of people who didn't otherwise know they had an issue.
This is interesting. I feel like if you have this problem, you're extremely aware of it. Like when your heart is not beating
The
regularly.
first two
you're like,
features,
oh,
they're powered
I'm
by
having
the
that
optical
thing. 'Cause
sensor.
my dad had this, and it was
The
like
third feature
you couldn't
is
do
made
anything,
possible
you know?
by a new electrical heart
Weird for
sensor
your Apple
on
Watch.
Series
Hey, just so
4.
you know, that feeling
We've
in your
added
heart,
electrodes
that's,
into the back sapphire crystal and the digital crown, allowing you to take
I mean, I'm
an
sure that happens. For
electrocardiogram.
people, you know,
if you're not sure.
there's this like, well, you know, it's just a thing that happens. Try to pass it off. Especially since doctor visits are so expensive for a lot of people.
It's otherwise known as an ECG, and this is the first
especially if you want to get a
ECG
cardiogram.
product offered over the
New
counter
sensors allow them
directly
to take an
consumers.
electrocardiogram. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
They're really pushing the edge in terms of health here. So some really big changes. He
An ECG
wasted
measures the
he
electrical
didn't lead in
activity
with
of the
this.
heartbeat.
Why did we leave in
It's
with the
used
watch
by
face?
physicians
Here's some really
There was
important
this teasing us, you know.
certain heart diseases and other
They
conditions.
wanted to get the negative reaction out of
And
the
so
way.
now you can take an ECG
First
anytime,
over-the-counter
bomb.
ECG
anywhere,
product.
right
That's
from your wrist.
fantastic.
You just open
I'm
the
really
app,
impressed.
and you put your finger on the digital crown. To show you how this worked, let's take a closer look. The built-in electrodes in the back crystal and the digital crown, they detect electrical impulses from the heartbeat. They route them to the S4 chip, which converts them to signal for our algorithms. The entire process takes just 30 seconds, and at the completion of the ECG recording, you will receive a heart rhythm classification. If your heart is beating in a normal rhythm, the app will classify the measurement as sinus rhythm, and the app will also classify atrial fibrillation. All ECG recordings, their classifications, the noted symptoms, they're all stored right in the Health app in a PDF you can share with your doctor.
Nice Reese Cup ad you had
So
there.
now
on
your
Peter Luke.
doctor has a detailed picture
Thanks, Twitch.
of your heart rhythm, similar to a lead 1 ECG that is usually only obtained in a clinic. And to give you his thoughts on this, I'd like to invite to the stage the president of the American Heart Association and also a practicing cardiologist, Dr. Ivor Benjamin.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm inspired by the life-saving potential of technology.
So it'll be very
It's
interesting.
really crazy to have that much
Apple's
detail.
Innovation,
Well, it'll be very
This stuff
interesting to hear
a
what
lot.
this guy says
commitment to
because I
health.
don't think this is medical grade.
No,
whether-
probably not.
You can't. So sharing with your
Meaningful
doctor is a
data
very interesting thing.
about a
Should they act on
person's
this kind of
heart
information,
in
this kind
real
of data?
time
I don't know if
is changing the
let's hear what he
way
has to
we
say.
practice medicine. In my experience, people often report symptoms that are absent during their medical visits. That is why information is vital. Information about a person's daily lifestyle choices and their
sure,
specific
totally.
health data. The ability to access health data on an on-demand electrocardiogram or ECG is game-changing, especially when evaluating atrial fibrillation, an irregular and often rapid heart rate that can increase a person's risk of stroke, heart failure, and other health-related complications.
Yeah, that's a good point. About the
At the
symptoms being
American Heart
absent during
Association,
visits.
we are committed
'Cause they
to
can't
educate
recreate
Right,
and
and then
empower
right.
people to be proactive
So having something that's
in
always
all
looking for it is
areas
definitely
of their
a
health
nice improvement.
and general well-being. The American Heart
Even if it's not like
Association
as
is a
accurate, you can at
relentless
least say
force
like, oh, there
for
might be a problem
world
here, maybe
of
not.
longer, healthier lives.
Whether or not it's worth investigating more.
Products that seek to provide deeper health insights, like the Apple Watch Series 4, offer great potential in getting us there. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Dr. Benjamin. It's great to have the support of the American Heart Association. And
Wow, that's a huge
I'm also
endorsement.
pleased to say we've received clearance from the FDA.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said earlier, especially with like healthcare being so expensive, like that's a really big improvement that actually like could enhance people's
And
lives.
this is a de novo
You know, it's
clearance,
expensive
which
to go
means
in
it's
and get
the
a
first of its
cardiogram
kind.
done. And if you have to go back
Also,
multiple
the
times because they
irregular
can't figure out,
heart
like nothing
rhythm
happens
alert
the first time.
has also
And the
received
switch from things like
FDA
step data,
clearance.
which is a meaningless
Both
data
of these
point,
features
to
will be
actually
available to
real
U.S. customers
real-time
later
data
this
about your
year,
health. Like that's
and we're
that's
working hard to bring them
immense.
to customers around the world. I just have to show you, when you open the app, this is what you see on the watch face. It's really beautiful. People in general don't like things that are medical. This kind of makes you want to take an ECG. It's amazing to think
Somebody
that
responded to me on
the same
Twitter.
watch you
Great,
wear
now we'll be
every
able to
day
watch ourselves die.
make phone calls and respond
really
to
charming.
messages.
That's one way to look at it.
Even
Yeah.
run a marathon
Or
can now
maybe
take
stop yourself
an
from dying.
ECG. Apple Watch Series 4 is the ultimate guardian for your health, the best fitness companion, and the most convenient way to stay connected. And with all these amazing features, of course, your data is still protected. At Apple, we believe your personal
Props, Apple,
information
I'm
belongs
impressed.
to you.
Yeah.
You should decide who you share it with and who gets to see it, period.
Would be a bummer if you just bought a Series 3 last year. Upgrades on that look like pretty
All your health
meager
and fitness
compared to
data,
this. This is like the
there
real.
is, it's encrypted
I mean, I feel like
on
this is the real
device
first
and in
major
the
upgrade
cloud.
to an Apple Watch.
Absolutely.
So Apple Watch Series
Yeah.
4,
Second.
The Series 2,
larger
Series 3 were kind of
display,
like, well,
brand new UI, digital crown with haptics, up to 2 times faster performance, a louder speaker, fall detection, and an industry first built-in electrical heart sensor capable of taking an ECG, and of course cellular, GPS, altimeter, swim proof, and I've probably missed some things. We also have the most advanced wearable operating system, watchOS 5. So with all of these features in a slimmer design, you're probably wondering about battery life. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that Series 4 has the same 18-hour all-day battery life that our customers enjoy on Apple Watch. And we've increased the outdoor workout time to 6 hours.
I
so you
was
can have
wondering
full
about
GPS
battery life.
tracking, which is perfect for those marathons or long bike rides. And of course, Apple Watch has been designed and manufactured in an environmentally friendly way. We've created a video about Series 4, and I'd like to show that to you now.
So the battery life hasn't improved,
Stay the same.
but it's the same.
Apple Watch Series 4
Uh-oh.
is more than
Something's
an
wrong with-
evolution.
What's happening?
It represents a fundamental redesign and re-engineering of Apple Watch,
Evolution.
while retaining the original iconic
I
design.
had to switch over to the Twitch
we've
stream because I
developed
couldn't get
and
mine to
refined the
catch up.
form, also managing to make it thinner.
It's like a good 30
The
seconds
new
behind you
display
guys.
is now over 30% larger
Look.
and
I
is
know, I was getting
seamlessly
jealous.
integrated into the product.
You guys were living in the
The
future.
interface has been redesigned for our new display, providing more information with richer detail. The hardware and the software combine to define a very new and truly integrated singular design.
We just need to make Johnny
Navigating
Ive's
with the
voice
digital
into
crown,
a Siri
already
option.
one of the most intricate mechanisms
Yeah.
we've ever created, has been entirely
What's the weather?
re-engineered.
It is
With haptic
cloudy
feedback,
outside.
delivering a precise mechanical feel as you scroll. In addition to an optical heart sensor,
Apple makes
there is a
beautiful
new
graphics.
Apple-designed electrical heart sensor that allows you to take an electrocardiogram or
products are nice
ECG
too, don't
to
get me
share
wrong.
with your doctor. A momentous achievement for a wearable device.
So
Placing a finger
they said
on
it
the
was
digital crown creates a closed
crystal backing,
circuit
right?
with electrodes on the
which
back,
I think is
providing
Sapphire.
data the ECG
the crystal
app
sapphire
uses to analyze your heart rhythm.
I think the Watch 3 didn't have
While
that.
understanding heart health is
Forget
essential
there was
to our
debate about
well-being,
whether they could make them in volume.
additional
Because I
features
think that,
and
if I remember
enhancements
right, it was
encourage
Apple
us
Watch
to live an
did not.
overall
Apple's Watch
healthier,
Series 2 had it,
more active life.
and then the Watch 3 came out, and something people noticed was it didn't have it anymore.
Allow you to record new types of workouts, measure runs with increased precision, and track
Which
your
only real
all-day
worry with that was
activity
durability
with great
because the
accuracy.
plastic
Enhanced
backing,
cellular connectivity enables
sorry,
something
polycarbonate.
truly liberating, the ability to stay connected
It's not as
with
durable.
just
It
your
would scratch
watch.
more.
Phone calls, music streaming, and
So it's
even
nice to see that
emergency
back.
assistance
They haven't said anything
are
about
all
price yet,
immediately available from your wrist.
That's a good point. Is this going to be more expensive? It's got a
Apple Watch
lot of
Series
important
4
features.
is a device so
It's
powerful,
already-
so
well,
personal,
I guess it's a reasonable
so
price.
liberating.
I don't know. I feel like the Watch
It
is
can
definitely.
change the
I
way you
mean,
live
it's definitely like
each day.
okay.
Well, it's just compared to what? I mean, there's nothing else even like.
I can get a Swatch for $25. I mean,
Compared to other devices, I mean, like, so think about like the Apple Watch Series 3 is not that much off the price of like an iPad.
Series 4 will be available
do a lot
in
more stuff with an
3
iPad,
aluminum
so it feels a
finishes,
little weird.
Can an
silver,
iPad save-
gold,
save
and
your
space
life?
gray.
It's a good point.
And the stainless collection is absolutely beautiful with polished and space black. We shipped stainless before, but there's something about Series 4 that is even more gorgeous. And there's a brand new finish, gold stainless, which is
got
wonderful paired with this
Robots
mayonnaise
talking
loop.
again.
welcome back, Brenda.
Hi.
There you are.
All band colors and band styles fit any generation of Apple Watch. So all those Series
What do you think of this
4,
new Apple Watch?
Customers, all the bands that you already own will work just fine on the Series 4.
Oh, I'm buffering.
For customers who love Nike Plus, especially runners, it's been
that's not back
optimized
here.
for Series 4 with full screen watch faces that look great.
What is
And there's something really cool with the Nike Sport Loop. They've added reflective yarn for nighttime visibility. Apple Watch Hermes continues this fall with some bold new looks. There's these gorgeous color blocks on the watch face, and they change with the passage of time.
I think I'm ahead of you guys now,
And they look
actually.
really wonderful
Yeah.
paired
I
with
saw the bold new
beautiful
looks first.
bands.
Oh yeah. Never seen anyone wear one of those. The
Apple Watch
Dublador
Series
bands.
4 with GPS
Dublador.
starts at
How
$399.
much are those?
Series 4 with
That's
cellular
an increase.
starts at $499.
Ouch! Oh!
Series 3
Oh!
affordable prices
Oh
starting at just
man! Well, I'm not going to be able to
$279.
afford the treat my heart problem because the price is
Series 4
$400.
GPS will be available in 26 markets at launch.
$500
Series 4
for a
with
watch.
cellular
It's too
will
much
start
money.
in
That's just a
16
lot of money.
markets
It's too much
with
money at
34
$400.
carriers.
Sorry,
That's more than twice
it's
the
too much
number of
money.
carriers we had last year.
Like I don't know.
You can order Series 4 starting Friday, and it will be available the following Friday, September 21st. Series 3 at the new prices is available right after the show. And watchOS 5, the most advanced wearable operating system, will be available on September 17th. That's Apple Watch. And now back to Tim.
Thank you.
It seems like though they need to. It would be smarter
I
for them
could
to
not be
market
more
these
excited
like
about the Apple
Watches
Watch Series
specifically
4.
for certain markets
Apple Watch
instead of
is
like
really redefining
like make
what a
one that
watch
has
can
all
do
these
for you.
sensors that can save your
Now,
life.
we made a video
because not everybody
about
needs
how
that,
the
but
Apple
certain
Watch
people,
is
it, you know, it could
inspiring
be
people
useful for certain
all around
people,
the world,
especially at
to
certain
be more
ages.
Yeah.
You know, it's like not everybody's
I'd
gonna
love to
want
run
that
it for you
really,
now. I think you're going to get a kick
but
out
instead
of it.
it's the newest one, so you have to get it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, at that price, like,
I just think they could sell a cheaper one that's like that a lot of people would want. That doesn't
When has
cost
Apple
so
ever
much.
sold a cheaper version of anything?
I know. But it's like people only have so much money, you know. It's like you got to spend $1,000 on your iPhone, you got to spend $400 on your watch, you got to spend, you know, $1,300 at least on your Mac.
Well, they do sell. I mean, as proof, the iPhone.
Like, how many of these people can afford it? That guy can afford an Apple Watch.
They stopped selling.
I think any. Nope. Mountain biker, he just broke all his bones, so he cannot afford an Apple Watch. Those people are like 18 years old. They're not buying an Apple Watch. Think they got $400 laying around?
Why is everyone getting injured in this video?
Yeah.
Buy a watch. You can break a limb.
You're gonna wreck yourself. Buy an Apple Watch.
It'll just tell you when
We really love what the Apple Watch is doing to get the world moving. So that is Apple Watch.
That should be the
Now
tagline.
let's
Planning on
talk
getting injured?
about iPhone.
You should spend $400 first.
iPhone 10 defined the future of the smartphone. It introduced new technologies.
iPhone, let's do it.
Cutting edge of what's possible.
Is that too loud? I'm
With
sorry,
a
people.
stunning all-screen design and intuitive gestures.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot
technologies
now.
like the true depth
Oh my God, what's the guy
camera
looking at on
system
his laptop?
Face ID,
I'm just
where
kidding.
Your phone
That's
knows
fine.
what you look like.
That'd be funny
and
though.
Your face becomes your password. iPhone 10 has an incredible camera system that uses intelligent software.
I've still got
to
my
make the most
7
stunning
Plus.
portraits.
holding up
This
well.
was only previously
It's holding up really well,
possible with
actually.
phone
Yeah.
Please.
And there are so
Massive,
many
but-
other innovative technologies that are built right in. And of course, all of them are powered by the world's most advanced mobile operating
Is that
system,
the Lego thing?
iOS. iPhone 10
looks like
has changed
the
the
AR.
industry.
My stream is so
And
buffered,
along
everything
the
looks
way,
blocky, so I
it
actually
became
can't
the
tell if it's the Lego
#1
thing or not.
smartphone in the world. But what's most important to us is that it's the most
It is a
loved
nice phone.
smartphone with an amazing 98%
Look at a license that quote. It is a nice phone. Jeremy Kaplan.
Now, today, we're going to take iPhone 10 to the next level. I'm excited to show you what is by far the most advanced iPhone we have ever created.
Oh man. He's getting pumped.
That was as pumped as he's ever gotten.
That was pumped.
That was it. Like, that was the...
That was like
That was him dialed to
that was
11.
his like speech coach being like, okay, coach, be like, this is where you really want to hammer it home, Tim.
So this is the iPhone 12. Or 10s. Or X10, XS. Who can name these things? Is it... Are we going to officially call it XS? Or is it just 10s?
Please. Like, that would be
Yeah, but I'll
Nobody
say
calls it the
XS
10.
because I'm famously bad
Nobody
at that.
calls it the 10.
It's even worse than say XS Max, which is what the real 10s.
This is iPhone 10s.
I always call
is
it
the
Mac
most
OS X, and
advanced
then
iPhone
Apple
we've
Mac
ever
fans
created.
yell at me.
I'd like to invite Phil up to
fun.
tell
It's
you
always
all
fun.
about it. Phil?
10s. Okay, there you have it. Officially.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Philip.
I am so excited to tell you all about iPhone 10.
That's the usual guy.
I know.
It is made of a
It's Phil.
surgical grade stainless steel. It has a gorgeous new gold.
Less dad
finish
jokes so far.
on the front and on the glass.
'cause they haven't had Craig
It is
Federer.
That's
the
true.
most beautiful iPhone we have
Although
ever made.
yeah, he's usually more WWDC.
I bet you when they prep for this, they're like, don't say iPhone X. Don't say iPhone X. Don't say iPhone X.
And it's covered on the front and the back with a new formulation of glass that is the most durable glass ever in a smartphone. iPhone XS comes in 3 finishes: gold, silver, and space gray. They are beautiful. And they're protected from dust and liquids to an even higher level now, IP68. That means it's protected to 2 meters for up to 30 minutes. So if you happen to be hanging by the pool, drop your phone in the water, don't worry, dive down, grab it, rinse it, let it dry, you'll be fine. And the team
Or don't.
tested in
You have
many
time.
different liquids.
Just be like, I'll get back to that later.
Salt water, orange juice,
I'll get back to that
tea,
later.
wine, even beer. And this is some of the most fun, intense testing we get to do at Apple. The
What?
screen on iPhone XS is a Super Retina display, the best we've made yet. It's an OLED display, 5.8 inches on the diagonal. It's 2.7 million pixels, 458 pixels per inch, the highest quality display on an iOS device. Now let's put it side by side with our plus size phone, an iPhone 8 Plus. And as you can see, it's as big a display as the plus size
Beer-proof,
phone,
too. That's
but in
great.
a smaller design. And so many customers love that about that. Big display, easy, comfortable to hold in your hand.
I
And
know.
it looks
I
incredible.
know. This is a very
Watching
big phone
movies on
these
it,
days.
The latest HDR
chunky
movies,
one.
like Lego Batman, using the latest formats, Dolby Vision HDR10. Your photos look stunning on iPhone XS. You shoot them with beautiful wide color, and they display better than ever on the new Super Retina display because it has a 60% greater dynamic range for colors in your photos.
Don't say iPhone
than the
X. Don't say
iPhone
iPhone
X
X. Don't say
display.
iPhone X.
It is gorgeous. Well, the iPhone XS is not just one, but two
So they made the
sizes
display
of
even better.
The 5.8 inch and a new 6.5 inch Super Retina display.
Oh. Whoa, there we go.
This is the biggest display ever on an iPhone. It is an OLED display as well. 3.3
For what it's worth,
million
6.5 is a
pixels,
very
458
large screen.
pixels
This
per
is a
inch
big
again.
phone.
Now, a lot of our customers have loved the plus size iPhones, so let's put that side by side. You can see it's about the same size phone with a much larger display. We think there are a
See?
lot of customers who are going to love this larger display. Now, the 5.8 inch, we already said, was as big as
Yeah.
a plus size display.
That's the one I would
So
get.
what do you call
6.5.
a phone that's
You're gonna
bigger
stay with
than
your
plus
iPhone 7.
size? Well, we call it
I can feel it.
the iPhone
No, I am. I'm
10s
not going to buy
Max.
this one, but whenever this conks out, I'll probably get. Oh no! Oh, ooh, ouch!
Why did they feel like they needed to change that?
Looking at
Why
your
did they just
photos,
call it keep
bigger
it
than
plus?
ever is incredible.
Such a terrible name.
Surfing
Such
the
a terrible
web,
name.
Looking
That
at
feels just like a
flyovers and
Samsung
map.
or like a.
Even when you're using some of the built-in apps, the team's
There's going to be another version of it that's the iPhone XS Max.
I already can't remember what it is.
It's coming out.
Extra Max.
It's X Max S or S Max?
For creating songs with
10S
GarageBand.
Max.
Even playing immersive killer games is so much fun.
And also
The
the
iPhone
stream is
10s
like
Max.
freaking out right
So
now.
there are two Super Retina displays now, 5.8 inch, 6.5 inch, both OLED displays, both 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. They're HDR displays. They have fast 120 hertz touch-sensitive layer. That's how it gets its smooth scrolling, really fast typing and gaming response. They both have 3D touch for pressure sensitivity. They have tap to wake.
feel like
they have
the,
incredible color management. They're true
Twitch
tone
stream I'm
displays, so
on
the
takes
paper
up more
white
bandwidth
looks just
because
right
it's
in all
really
the
having a
different
hard
lighting that
time
you use
comparing.
it, and they have wide color. These are amazing displays. And we've matched them to incredible sound systems as well.
So we're expecting
Stereo
one
sound
more, right?
better than in any
The,
iPhone to date. Now,
Well, there's two different
the 10S, you get a
sizes.
wider stereo
Well, the
feel.
two sizes, but then there's
the
a third
team
that
has
we're-
matched
you're right,
powerful
you're right.
But I
speakers with
think
great
it's-
software to deliver an even richer
There's
sound
that leak
experience.
this
So
morning
watching
was
movies
calling it the
sounds incredible.
10S
And playing
R.
games like Alto
No, 10
Odyssey,
yeah, 10S
which previously told you to put on headphones. Now you just
it
want to
10?
listen through the
Maybe it
speakers
was
because of
10R.
that beautiful wide stereo
10 SR
sound.
would be a little much.
Of course, listening to
XSR.
music and watching music videos like the Foo Fighters sounds better than ever. All right, let's talk about Face ID. Face ID is a huge step forward in biometric protection for all of our personal data on our devices, and customers love it. It is powered by our True Depth camera system. And there's so much technology in that little space right there. An infrared camera, flood illuminator, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, dot projector, front camera, speaker, and microphone.
And the price is
All
going to
work
be
together
actually
to
how
give
much you got in your bank
protection to
account.
Data on our devices. And they're designed
Did you hear it's
with
wine-proof?
multiple
So if you're the kind of guy
neural
that can
networks,
afford to fill a
secure
pool with
and
wine,
seamless
you're the kind of guy that
Yeah, yeah.
experience.
Fill a pool with
With iPhone
wine.
10s, you just
And I'm
pick
not
up your
talking
iPhone,
jug wine. I'm
look at
talking
it,
like
it
a nice
recognizes your face,
Chianti, maybe.
and
I mean,
unlocks
I'm not even talking about it for a party. Like you're going to do it just to test this.
Because the 10s now has
We need
faster algorithms.
we need to fill
And
a
then
pool
you could
with
be
wine.
like, oh man, I got all this wine left
You know what,
over.
This has to
It's
happen.
gotten even
Oh
better.
wow.
Face ID works remarkably well. In fact, we're proud to say it is the most secure facial authentication ever in a smartphone. Now, powering Face ID in everything we do on the iPhone is our A-series chip. And the team has worked so hard to make
Yeah,
every
and
generation
also,
of the A-series chip better than any in ever in a smartphone. And
The
this
iPhone
year
Xmas.
is no exception.
What
the
you're
team
getting-
has done
you're getting
is
for the holidays.
truly breakthrough. It's called the A12
I believe that's
Bionic.
the easiest way to say it.
And the A12 Bionic is the industry's first 7
There's going to be some
nanometer chip.
misunderstandings
And that's
about
a huge
gifts.
breakthrough. Yes. Now, the A12 Bionic is packed with 6.9 billion transistors. And what the team has done with all that is remarkable.
7
so let's go through some of the
nanometers.
things in this chip. We're going to talk about the CPU, the
Intel,
GPU, and the neural
where
engine.
your chips at?
Let's
Where's
start
your
with the
7
CPU.
nanometer at?
Did you see that?
It is an
the,
Apple-designed
the other rumor
6-core
was that
CPU. This is a
it's gonna be Intel
fusion
modems,
system.
instead
It
of
has
Qualcomm.
2 high-performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores.
That
The 2
seems
high-performance
unlikely,
cores run
but
up to 15%
I
faster
guess
than
it
the
could
cores
be.
in the A11 Bionic, while also being 40% more energy efficient. And the high-efficiency
Does any other
cores
company put
up
the
to
effort that Apple
50%
does
more
into
energy
engineering
efficient.
their own
And
chips?
all 6 cores can run
Aside
at
from
once.
like direct chip
The
manufacturers.
GPU,
Like
and
HP.
this is an
Oh,
Apple-designed GPU.
Nobody else does that.
It is so
That's
powerful.
been
The
like
A11
one of
GPU
the
is already
key
ahead of
strategic
anything else in
things
the
they've
industry.
done that has made them
the
dominant
A12 GPU
in phones.
is now up to 50%
surprised that nobody else
faster
has
than the
picked up on
A11.
this, though.
So a
It does seem
huge
like a
jump
smart
in
strategy.
graphics.
It's very
Samsung
expensive.
does have their own.
Well, Samsung has their own.
The real
Samsung
advancement,
makes
the
their own
real
chips.
blow-away thing is this neural engine. Now, you know we introduced the first neural engine last year with the A11 Bionic. The A12 Bionic, we take it much further.
I mean,
The
that's one of the
A11 was a
things Apple's
two-core
done with
design.
its like huge amount
This
of
is an
income.
8-core dedicated
is
machine learning engine to
designed
power
their own
all that great
chips.
machine learning software on our systems.
Other companies just
And
have
it has
not
a
been
smart
able
compute
to
system.
afford it.
What that means, it's able to analyze the neural network data
it's only a matter
and
of
figure out
time.
on the fly whether to
Well,
run
there's
it on the
Max, right?
CPU, the GPU, or the neural engine. I mean, this is breakthrough. And the performance is unmatched. We told you last year the A11 Bionic could process an insane 600 billion operations per second. Well, the A12 Bionic is able to process 5 trillion operations per second.
It can only do like 2 or 3 operations.
Unbelievable.
Oh, trillion. That was on the.
Now,
I'm
the
getting lapped.
A12
That was on
Bionic
the
is a
bingo-
complete
the
system
bingo
on a
card,
chip.
I think.
So there's so much
Someone
more.
has to say trillion at some point.
And the team works very hard to be just as innovative at every one of these things in the A12 Bionic. It has a next generation image single processor, incredible video coders and
It's
decoders.
a depth engine.
There's our display
Oh, is that for the
engine,
touch sensor?
our audio
Depth
system.
sensor.
Of course, it is a secure enclave. There's memory controllers, storage
high-performance
controllers.
fabric,
The
it
Apple
says.
designed storage controller
good.
in the A12 Bionic can
I
now
like a nice
address
fabric.
twice as much internal storage as previously. So now you can up to 512
Is it
gigabytes
Gore-Tex?
of internal storage if you want. That's a half a terabyte on your iPhone in your pocket. That's enough for over 200,000 photos stored on your iPhone. It is
That's a
incredible.
very expensive phone.
It also has an always-on processor. So
This A12 Bionic
good.
is without
Good.
question
Processor's on.
the
Yeah.
smartest and most powerful
want it
chip
to go off.
ever in a smartphone. So much of the
Let's take some
experience we
bets real
have
quick.
with iPhone
Max
is
price
driven
on
by
this
this
thing.
chip.
I'm saying the top
And
end
it's
one
going
is
to enable us to
$1,200.
have so many
top
great
end one,
new
the start,
experiences
or
not
the max,
possible
max,
before.
Max price.
So I'm very
the
excited
maximum
500
configured price
and
is like
brands
going to be
to show
$1,600.
you
Gotta be over
just what we can do with iPhone.
Like,
And
if you get,
Kyan is
like, the
our
bigger
senior
storage and
director of iPhone
And I think
product
the starting
marketing.
price will be $1,200.
Because the normal one would be 1,000 probably, right? And then instead of the big one, the base model must be at least 11 or 12.
Again, if you can afford to fill a pool with wine, you're getting this
A12
phone,
Bionic
you're getting
was
this
designed
watch,
for
and your life is
iPhone,
golden.
Yeah.
Not any other smartphone.
My band is
This is
available
one of
to
the
play for your
reasons
parties
why our
if you can
team
afford this
can
kind of
deliver
stuff.
a chip designed for incredible performance, great battery life, for everything iPhone needs, from our everyday tasks to our most advanced technologies, such as
haven't
every
seen
time
her,
you look at your
before
phone
now.
and unlock it with Face ID, or play an immersive game on our edge-to-edge Super Retina display. And each time you take a remarkable photo, every single thing you do touches the chip,
The
the
Face
CPU,
ID technology
the
on the
GPU,
iPhone 10
or
is
any
fantastic.
other powerful
it recognizes
component
you,
all throughout.
it does it better than
Best in
any other
class
phone I've used.
and designed for iPhone for the very best performance. So, next time you unlock your phone, perhaps launch photos, searching through the thousands of photos you have to find just the one you're looking for, deciding how to share it amongst different apps such as
They're going through
Messages,
this pretty fast.
and then
Yes, they
moving
are,
on
aren't
to the
they?
next
We're
thing,
gonna get
multitasking,
something
perhaps
been in-
landing in maps to find
Well,
the
don't they
right
have to
word.
talk about
A12
iOS?
Bionic makes these everyday
updates?
tasks feel
Yeah,
fast and
they'll probably do that
effortless.
next, but
And A12 Bionic, with the performance updates in iOS 12, helps apps launch up to 30% faster.
Hope springs eternal.
So focus on these everyday experiences, but even beyond that, such as those that make use of machine learning. Now, we've used machine learning for a number of years now to make our features even better, such as quick type suggestions in messages, in memories, how we curate
Also, I'm
your
watching on
photos
Chrome,
and videos,
so I guess that's a thing now.
getting real-time suggestions in maps when you need them, our True Tone adaptive display, of course, finding the very best photo of your cat or other pet.
You're watching on Chrome?
Yeah.
But
Why
what's
does your
really
Chrome look so
remarkable this
fancy?
year is that our next generation neural engine unlocks the power of
and I also have the
real-time
dark
machine learning. This is incredibly important for apps like Camera, and we use that depth information for portrait mode and portrait lighting. In Animojis, mapping those 50 different facial muscles over your face
like
in a live
Animojis.
FaceTime call. That is computationally really intense. And of course, our immersive AR experiences.
We tried to
our
use
fun
machine
new
learning to
emoji,
solve the world's
and the new
problems,
Clip
but
app
it was a
launching this fall
little outside
will
the
make use
scope,
of portrait
so...
segmentation on the
this
neural
cat
engine.
You can be a cat!
Even better selfie scenes like the one you see here in Incredibles 2. In iOS 12, we're also announcing and launching Siri shortcuts, so you can get even more done with just a tap or by
Every
asking
time
Siri
they say
to
it,
help.
like a
You
band
can easily
name
create
or
a
movie name,
shortcut
it's
with
like, how
multiple
much did they
steps like
pay
the one I
to
used
their-
this morning.
Their one
Let's take a
mention
look.
in these.
I just press and hold or ask Siri to run my Keynote Day shortcut. Now, the first thing it'll do, it'll kick off my HomeKit enabled accessories, then I'll order my morning coffee. It'll tell me how long it takes for me to go pick it up. And then it'll kick off the reminder I set to not forget my badge, get me driving directions, and start my music playlist. And here we go. And this is just one of many things that you can do with Siri shortcuts. We're really excited this year to be opening up our neural engine to Core ML.
That's pretty handy, I guess.
And Core ML is going to
Siri
get
shortcuts.
a lot faster. It's going to get up to 9 times faster.
Yeah, it is.
But it's going to run with as little as 1/10 the energy.
They do.
This is
I
tremendous.
guess. I mean,
It means
we're just
developers
assuming they
can
go
run
2
the
hours.
most complex,
They
most
could have
advanced
listened
neural
to
networks in their
people's
apps
complaints that they've
and do so
gotten too
even
long.
more often.
Yeah. And Tim
Then
Cook's intro
freeing
was
up the
very
power of the GPU
short. It
for
wasn't
more
like-
immersive
It was.
graphics
They
like
normally
never
brag a
before,
lot more.
Yeah.
which, by the way, is really useful for augmented reality. And this is another area that we're focused on. That camera viewfinder has turned into a wonderful window to these new AR
I
experiences.
feel like they have to spend some
such
time
as this app
talking
here
about
called
the
Fish and
headphones,
Go,
talking about the
that lets you turn your
AirPods and the
surroundings into
charging
this
functionality.
immersive
They announced it a
marine
year ago.
aquarium where
Literally
you can
nothing has
discover
happened.
more than 200
I feel like
species
they have
of
to
sea
spend
life.
10 or 15 minutes there.
Right.
Okay,
iPhone
so
10s is the best platform for AR. We custom calibrate
there's
our
a
cameras
road
and
in
sensors for
London
the
which
best
is
AR
retweeting
experience.
a lot of stuff
And
right now
A12
because it's
Bionic,
the
the
A12,
GPU helps
and
us
there's a
render
bot set
realistic
up
graphics,
on a
the
Raspberry
ISP
Pi
for
that
real-world
retweets anything with the
lighting,
hashtag
and the neural
A12.
engine for object reflections and more. And it joins the best
the handle?
AR software with ARKit 2, where
at
apps can access
A12
enhanced surface and
underscore
object
info.
detection, persistent experiences, multiple users, and we've even included a new measure app built in. And with AR Quick Look, you can look at a 3D object like this one here in Safari, and with just a
Does
tap,
anyone care about
bring it out
AR
into the
Kit?
real
I wonder.
world. Isn't that
I
amazing?
don't know. I love the measure. I think the measure app is really super cool.
I haven't used the Measure app because we don't have the right phone for it.
But
So
it's
you've
pretty
heard
cool,
some
I think.
examples today of how A12 Bionic is accelerating real-world everyday scenarios,
It's the most
but also
practical thing.
enabling new
Right? Like,
experiences.
how much is that
But
retweeting
it
right
doesn't end
now?
with us.
Oh, it's
It
hilarious.
also extends out
That's
to our talented
fantastic.
pool of developers and that wonderful ecosystem, where they have access to the best software with iOS 12 and the A12 Bionic. This takes us to the next generation of apps. And we're thrilled to have three
Some commuter
developers
in London's
here
trying to
today
check the
show you
traffic
what's
on the
possible
A12.
in
It's
just
like,
a short
what
amount of
is
time.
this?
Now, our first developer is making use of the CPU and GPU to take
Or I
their
guess
game
they're
to the
British, so
next
I'd be
level
like,
of impact.
oh dear.
Please
I
welcome
say.
Todd Howard, game director of Bethesda
Sorry,
Game
British
Studios.
people. I didn't mean to offend.
You live in so much American.
I know.
Thanks, Diane.
Hey, Mr.
Thank
Todd
you. You know,
Howard.
I wrote my first game when I was 12 on an Apple.
What?
And I gotta tell you, I took
What?
full
Okay, I gotta
advantage of
message
every
the
single
game
one
editor.
of those low-res 40 by 40 pixels.
Is this going to be?
And it's amazing how far we've come.
that,
With
that
the
Elder Scrolls?
technology
Probably.
that is packed into our phones, we can now start reaching for games that are more than simple diversions, but experiences that can truly transport you. And in the new iPhone,
Todd Howard, like he
we've
has
been
a
able to do just
he has a
that.
travel schedule. He shows
Let's
up
take
all
a
over the
look
place.
at our new Elder Scrolls game, Blades. Like the series is known for, it is a massive first-person role-playing game full of stories, quests, and an incredible world to explore. You play one of the Blades,
Yeah,
the Empire's
Blades.
elite warriors, and you'll define your own character and how you want to engage in combat.
Kind of excited for this.
You can use defense, melee, or magic. And on the iPhone's OLED screen, we can pull out all of the detail that you'd usually miss in the bright and the dark areas. You can see the lighting from these crystals bloom.
You know what is funny is that the
reflect
Elder
off
Scrolls
of the
series
water.
combat is so simple that it
You can have
actually
that
could
lighting
work on an
bounce
iPhone.
off of the walls.
You can't possibly.
That's
be
pretty
worse.
much all you ever did anyway.
Just like tap repeatedly.
And we can even have
The
it
graphics, though, that's
reflect off
fantastic.
of your sword.
Yeah, it is. And these games have such a
Additionally,
huge world.
we
that
can
it's, like,
use the new
secure.
stereo widening on the iPhone so you can
Hey
hear
man,
the
you got
forest
like
around
512
you,
gigs on that phone.
all without
I
headphones.
mean, you got the storage, you got the bandwidth. There's no reason you couldn't run something that
And
was.
scenes like this used
mean,
to
roughly
only be
similar to
possible
Skyrim,
in
you
your
know,
living room on a high-end gaming console.
I mean, Skyrim's like
we
a
can
6
do them now
or 7-year-old
on your
game now,
phone
so.
while doing full-screen post-processing.
All right, well, I guess I
all
have to buy
while
a phone
rendering
now, so.
40% faster than before.
So that's great.
You'll see the sword follows Craig's specific movements and timings. It feels incredible.
banner's totally
And
gonna
that new depth of field camera effect really lets you focus
This is
your
how I
actions
walk when I
during
play these
combat.
games, by the way, really slowly. I just kind of like
Spiders
go,
are just terrifying.
it's like kind of act like I'm drunk.
We've
This
been
combat
able to
actually
pull
looks
off
more
some
fun.
incredible environments
I know,
that
right?
weren't possible before. 12-year-old
Maybe
me
they're
would
running
not
some
be
mods.
able to comprehend all of these pixels, all 2.7 million of them. As we battle this lich, we can use the power of the phone to bring all those parts together. The visuals, the sound, and even haptic feedback on your attacks. It's not just immersive, it transports you. You may have fought dragons in Skyrim, but you've never experienced the Elder Scrolls like this and on your phone. Blades is coming to iOS this fall. It's available for pre-order right now. We'll see you out there.
Thank you, Todd. Now, our next developer is going to enable an entirely new use case for the iPhone camera using Core ML. Here's David Lee, CEO of
Nice.
Nexteam, and Steve Nash, two-time NBA MVP
It'll probably
and a
run
new
on that
member
phone,
of the
though.
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Thanks, Cayenne. Home Court is an app that uses Core ML to track
the
basketball
tall one.
shots by simply pointing
Oh,
your iPhone
okay.
at a court.
When I was young and learning the game, I never really knew if I was doing the right things to improve my game. I would spend hours and hours shooting by myself, just hoping I was refining the techniques that would take me to the next level. I've been working closely with the Home Court team on a tool that will revolutionize basketball training, and I can't wait to show you what we can do with the new iPhone.
We couldn't bring a basketball court here, so we went out last week and saw Steve training an athlete. We now have a screen recording of our app running on the new iPhone. Let's take a look. The app recognizes the hoop and the court automatically. Tap start, and it will start tracking basketball shot attempts, the makes, indicated by the dots on the floor, and misses by the red X's drawn as an overlay right on the court. With the new iPhone and Core ML 2, we see a massive performance gain that allows us to do a lot more. The powerful A12 Bionic let our Core ML models run up to
how is this
9
useful?
times
It
faster.
just makes it misses?
And
I
that
thought it was
unlocks
gonna be
new
like-
features that were not possible before. Let's take a look at what's going on under the hood. only on a new iPhone, we can run real-time player tracking, real-time
interesting
pose
technology
estimation,
demonstration here, but I
real-time
don't
ball
know,
detection,
like, what's the point of
and
this app?
trajectory estimation all at the same time. We call this real-time shot science that tracks 6 metrics for every single
If it
shot the
gives you,
player
yeah, if
takes.
it gives you the layout of like
These
after, that would be
insights
kind of cool.
are
Like,
not
where all your
visible
shots were.
Yeah.
to the naked eye.
I'm a
there
great
we go.
shooter.
Okay, now it's
You need to practice every day. You need to shoot at game speed and with the right posture.
There you go.
I focus my students on staying low and stable when they shoot. Home court is giving players immediate feedback to help them understand if they are practicing with the right form. Release time is also a great indicator of whether the player is shooting at game speed while staying low. These meaningful insights and feedback just weren't possible before.
When you see that release time from a set, it will be displayed on screen, and the app can also give audio feedback through the built-in stereo speaker or your AirPods.
As players train with real-time feedback, they build muscle memory.
What kind of sneakers is he wearing?
I really wish that when
Those
I was
Allbirds?
younger, we had these tools. Home court
Asking
is
the
great
tough
for
questions.
every basketball player who wants to get better, whether you're a beginner
kids? Are those just
or
kids?
a pro.
The most amazing part is this is all done with just your new iPhone.
I saw someone tweeting
There are no
about
play- no
Cook's
sense on the player,
sweet,
no
all
sense on the
white,
ball, and no sense on the court.
pristine shoes.
And that's home court real-time shot science. Shipping as an update this fall. Thank you.
Pretty cool. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Thank you.
That's
David.
why I never
It's
got to
fine.
be good at basketball. I didn't have this tool. That's
Okay.
otherwise
so
I would.
Well,
be-
obviously,
Fast
yeah.
makes use of AR
I'm the next Larry
to do
Bird.
even more
Yeah.
in a game.
I'm not small,
Here's
but I'm
Atlee
fast.
Marr, CEO of Directive Games.
Thanks, Diane. Playing with friends at the arcades has always been a lot of fun. Generations of gamers
Is it
have
Pokemon
enjoyed
Go?
countless hours playing some of the world's best titles.
Tuning out. Don't
And
know
now in
what
AR,
is this.
we are able to have our own arcade cabinet wherever and whenever we want. And with ARKit 2, multiple players are able to share the same AR experience. Joining me here are my friends,
What kind of
and they are
sneakers is he wearing?
eager to climb the leaderboard.
I'm asking the hard questions here.
Andrea, Shuhai, Alessandra, are you guys ready?
We're ready to battle, Atlee.
What? A fake arcade?
This is Galaga AR. Just like the classic, you eliminate
Yeah.
your enemies, you avoid
They
being
look
attacked,
eager, all right.
and you grab
They look
power-ups.
like the way people totally would do things in real life. Okay, so no. Like, this is the kind of thing you will do once, and then just be like, okay, that was fun, and then just
With the additional GPU core, we are able to render scenes like the stun effect. This is something that we
I thought
could
they were
not
gonna
do
be playing
before.
like a fake.
yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Was it Galaga where you had the swirls of aliens coming in?
Yeah.
I think that's what this is.
Yeah,
I'm much
that's-
higher.
I think they said it was.
Or did they? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
And the new iPhone stereo
But I mean, like,
widening makes things
you know,
sound really
HoloLens
immersive.
has showed off
Just
stuff like
listen to
this,
this epic boss battle.
You know, the AR and VR headsets have showed off stuff like this.
Well, it's easier to do it with a phone. So it's slightly
Something
more
you have.
accessible, but I agree. It doesn't seem like it's the kind of thing you're going to go back and do. That's cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that.
You can play with like 10 people.
Last year, we shipped our first AR game.
Right on, Player
And
3.
now, with new features of ARKit 2 and the power of the new iPhone, we are able to craft experiences
How
at a
did they
much
win?
higher fidelity, as well as connect
Blew it up.
players.
Everyone
both
blew it
digitally
up, though.
And in the physical
Did-
world.
but was that?
Look for the
I'm
first game in
confused.
our
Did
AR
Player 3
arcade
win more
series
than everyone
on
else?
Store later this year. Thank you.
Wow. Well, we can't wait for you guys to
I
experience
still
those
have not
apps
seen
and
any
games.
AR
This is
applications
really
that are
just
really
the
meaningful.
beginning. We're scratching the
I
surface
mean, there's a lot
of
of
what's
gaming
going to be
stuff that's kind of
possible
fun.
on the iPhone
Putting a
10s
piece of
and
furniture
the
in a
A12
room is
Bionic.
like, how
No
is that
other chip in the
useful to
world
my
would
life?
allow us to do
More than
this.
once.
Thank you, and now back to
No,
Phil.
measure up, man. Measure up on there.
When do you ever measure anything? I'm serious. Like, this most complex technology that every company is behind,
A12
and I just
Bionic
haven't seen
just powers
useful
so
things
many
come out.
incredible new experiences. And that includes the camera. We all love the cameras in our iPhone. No doubt, you all know
I agree. I mean,
it
it's
is
been
the
the entire
world's
issue with
most
AR, VR
popular
from the
camera, and for great
start of
reason.
this latest cycle. It's like,
Over
oh
10
yeah,
years,
that's cool.
customers have been taking incredible
So we're just waiting
photographs
for the
with their iPhone
thing to
cameras
happen
like
that makes
this,
it
and sharing them with us around the world and telling us stories with them. And we're so proud of all the people who use the iPhone camera, from consumers to even increasingly professionals are using them for photos like this. And this is a beautiful portrait photo. But what makes us so proud of it is that it appeared on the cover of Time magazine. Now, this is their issue for women who are changing the world, and we couldn't be prouder to be part of that story. Well, you are going to be blown away with the pictures you can take with the iPhone XS's camera. It is a remarkable new dual camera system. It has a 12-megapixel wide camera, a 12-megapixel telephoto camera, and an even more improved True Tone flash. That 12-megapixel wide camera has a new sensor, a larger sensor with bigger, deeper pixels. It has optical image stabilization and our fast 1.8 aperture lens. It's Apple's 6-element lens. The telephoto camera is also a 12-megapixel camera, also optical image stabilization, f2.4 Apple design lens. On the front side, you have the True Depth camera system, and that's a new sensor as well, a 7-megapixel sensor that's twice as fast.
It's remarkable how much
And it works together with the IR camera and the dot projector, so it can create depth in your portrait mode photos. And as we talk about cameras, of course, everyone talks about the sensors and the lens, and rightly so. They're an important part of the camera system. But increasingly, what makes incredible photos possible aren't just the sensor and the lens, but it's the chip and the software that runs on it. And this is so true with iPhone photography.
It's hard though, because there's now.
So, for example, in the A12 Bionic is the image signal processor, working together with the CPU. And it does so many things every time we take a picture.
Because it was for a long time.
It
was like
automatically sets exposure, white balance, sets the focus, does noise reduction on low light photography. It brings out highlights and details, and it can fuse multiple images together, like when you do an HDR photo or create a beautiful panorama. And the ISP and the A12 Bionic does all of this better than ever before. But what it does that is entirely new is connect together the ISP with that neural engine to use them together to make our photos incredible. So for example, the CPU and the neural engine can work together to do detection of people's faces and bodies to understand the scene that you're shooting.
Is $800?
And can do facial landmarking. So it recognizes exactly where the eyes are and does instant red eye reduction. It's perfect.
Oh, wow.
And it creates better segmentation masks. So when you're doing portrait mode, the hair and the glasses are better than ever before. This is an amazing amount of power for our camera team. In fact, when you take a photo, it's capable of doing 1 trillion operations on every photo you take. And what the team is doing with that power is truly remarkable. We have a brand new feature we call Smart HDR. Now, we all know what HDR is, right? You can take a couple of photos and merge them together to bring out highlights and shadows and keep your subject looking great. Well, Smart HDR takes this idea so much further. So let's say you're taking a picture and the camera recognizes you're shooting a subject and the subject's moving. You go to press down on the shutter and you get a picture instantly. It's called zero shutter lag. What the A12 Bionic is actually doing is shooting a 4-frame buffer so it can capture that critical moment. The A12 Bionic is doing even more than that. It's also capturing secondary interframes at the same time. And those interframes are shot at a different exposure level to bring out highlight details. And it's doing more than that. It's shooting a long exposure so it can get better shadow detail as well. And when you're taking that picture, it's analyzing all of those, finding out how to match up the best parts of each and merge them into one perfect photo. That's Smart HDR. It is a breakthrough, and it makes taking photos easier than ever and to get beautiful results. So let me show you a few photos shot with iPhone XS, not retouched in any way, no exterior lighting used, anything else, just straight from the camera. So here's one. I mean, this is stunning. Your subject beautifully lit with natural light, beautiful skin tones. great detail and a nice, beautiful, soft background. What's remarkable about this photo is it was a windy day by the water, and her hair was blowing, yet you still get that incredible detail in her hair in this smart HDR photo. Here's another example. As you can see, this is what you're not supposed to do, right? Shooting a photo into the sun, because that's going to blow out the exposure. But Smart HDR made sure we got a great sky, we got detail on the shadows of the water, but most of all, look at the water drops coming off of his hair and how crisp and detailed they are. That's incredible. All your photos come out so much better now with iPhone XS, no matter what your subject matter, people,
I love
pets.
this camera stuff.
Look at the skin detail and the
I mean,
hair,
it's
remarkable.
Beautiful
yeah,
sky.
like the camera,
We
the
said it
photos
shoots
from
wide color
my
photos as
7
well, but
are already
color
seem
range
really
of this
nice.
photo. Shot straight
I mean, they
off
are really
iPhone
nice.
XS.
But
And it looks even
this sort of
better
stuff
with
is
the
just
higher
like
dynamic range display on the
it
iPhone
makes it
XS when you
look
at
so
it
much
there.
better.
What I
We
find the
introduced
iPhone
portrait
It's
mode and
nuts.
portrait
It makes me
lighting
want to go out
photos.
and shoot.
Those are better than ever
Yeah.
before. Here's an
And then I try and I'm
example.
terrible, but like at least it got me
Level of
going, you know?
Detail. This is the stage light.
It's like I'm a creative
feature and
person.
the
I can
portrait
do
lighting.
that.
It's
Oh
so beautiful.
no!
Here's another portrait lighting photo.
I should take pictures
Here's
of
a
random
portrait mode
strangers.
photo. Beautiful, soft
Then I get
background.
punched. Don't
These
do that.
are better than ever before. And there's a huge advancement here. Remember the area on the
Isn't that
background of the
inspiring?
photo,
Look how
that
great
the
that shot
quality
is.
of that blur is what the industry calls bokeh. And the team wanted to make a big advancement in what can be done with bokeh. And they've done some amazing work here. They studied some of the highest end full frame cameras and expensive fast lenses to characterize the quality of professional bokeh and then bring that capability to more and more of us through the portrait mode photos we can take with iPhone. And what they've achieved is really breakthrough. So I'm going to show you a photo now. I'll just tell you right up front, this was not shot with a high-end expensive camera. This is shot with an iPhone XS, and it is breakthrough. It is absolutely beautiful. The detail on her face, the great skin tones, obviously reflecting from the surface of the car to light it
Don't
up.
say iPhone X. Don't say iPhone X.
That background and the quality of that bokeh is remarkable. This is a breakthrough in photography for a smartphone. But further than that, the team discovered something remarkable. This is so exciting. I can't tell if you can tell I'm excited about this, but this is, so when you take the picture with portrait mode, and then you go into the Photos app.
Someone on Twitter said
you
this
tap
is all going to
edit,
make for
you're
some
gonna see a
great
new
new
slider on the
photos
bottom that
of
says
beer. Whatever
Yes,
beer
listen,
you're
no.
drinking.
Get ready for this.
You can put it on a,
Because when
yeah.
you blow it up,
Put it
you have to
on
watch
taps.
two things at once. You're going to watch the depth and you're going to watch the background. You can, after taking the picture, adjust the depth of field from f1.4 to f16. And the background is changing with it.
Oh wow.
Let's do
That's
that again.
great.
We're going to slide the depth of field
That's
and
something
watch the
other phones
background
have
as it
had, but
changes the
they've all
depth
been
of field of
terrible.
your
Yeah.
photo. This is done after you've taken it. This has not been possible in photography of any kind of camera. This is something that iPhone can now do with the power of the A12 Bionic chip. Let me show you one more example.
I'm impressed. I take my head
Here's
off
another
you,
photo
Phil Schiller.
shot with an
Although I'm
iPhone
not wearing a
XS. And that's a beautiful background, that incredible higher quality bokeh. And as we looked at it, we selected f2.0 because we thought it had just the right depth of field we wanted in the photo. I mean, this is a new era of photography. Some people call it computational photography. The power of not only the sensor and the lens, but the A12 Bionic and incredible software and the care the camera team has put to creating high quality photography is making images possible now that weren't before. And the benefits of this are not only for photography, but for video as well. It's a new era of videography as well, with this new sensor
if
and
Apple
the
would
power
ever come out with
of that
just a
A12
camera.
Bionic chip.
Would that be
They can do
cannibalizing
many
their
things.
iPhone
There's a
line?
twice as
Because
fast
they've got this
sensor
inc-
to
there's
take
a lot
advantage of a lot of this
technology going on.
technology to give better image quality in our videos. And there's something
why-
else the
but
team
people
has
don't
done
carry it
too.
around.
You're
Taking
suggesting
advantage of the
an
four
Apple
microphones
camera?
built into
You're suggesting an
iPhone
Apple
10s.
camera?
We can
Yeah.
record stereo sound with your videos as well.
Although I guess we have them. They're
And it
called
replays
phones.
back with that
Yeah.
beautiful
Never
wide
mind.
stereo field, and it sounds
I
amazing.
take it back.
So let me show you a quick video that we shot with iPhone XS, just natively shot on it, nothing done to it other than we edited it for length, and it's shot in low light.
Good to
and
see
it's-
some ways to spin
creates
that though.
images
Can you
weren't
imagine
possible
like
before.
a
Here we are.
Apple action cam?
Or iPhone.
Like that would be
edition,
that would be
with a
awesome.
separate housing that you could slap on for waterproof underwater things.
Yeah.
Or just more camera shaped so it's easier to take pictures.
And that's a beautiful video. You just shoot it, 4K, but there's a lot going on that the system's doing for us. Autofocus,
then they're like, oh,
auto exposure,
it's
bringing
getting
up the highlight
dark.
details,
We should
the
probably
shadow
head
details
back.
with wider dynamic range, amazing color rendering and tone mapping, and stereo sound being recorded automatically. So that's photography, that's video, that's our camera. Now let's talk about battery life. Increasingly, all smartphone users want more performance, bigger screens, but longer battery life too. The teams really worked hard on this. iPhone XS is able to, compared to iPhone 10, get you up to 30 minutes longer in your day than iPhone 10 did, and that's really great. iPhone XS Max has the biggest battery we've ever put into an iPhone, and it can get you up to an hour and a half longer in your day. And there's a lot more new with iPhone XS and XS Max. They have faster networking, gigabit class LTE. They have more bands than any other smartphone, so they have the best worldwide roaming. And speaking of worldwide capabilities, one thing we've had requests for is dual SIM capability. Well, some of you know what this is for. For the rest, here are some reasons people want dual SIM. Some people want 2 phone numbers on their phone. There may be a home number and a work number. Some want 2 different plans depending on the region of the world they're in and what they need. And many of us like to travel and want to keep our local phone number, but may need to get a data plan in the region we're in so we can have access to fast data there. To do this, into iPhone XS and XS Max, we built a technology called
This is also great for my pot business, which I like to keep separate from my real life.
This means that you have both phone numbers there in your phone, waiting to get the call. Whichever one gets it becomes the active line.
It's just easier this way.
And to enable that, we've added our eSIM technology.
That you're from New York.
eSIM. eSIM is a standard that we've been working with carriers to promote around the world. We've actually already been shipping it in cellular iPads, in cellular watches, and now we're bringing it to iPhone. So with eSIM, it's built in, easy to set up a second line. You can put your camera at a QR code from the carrier and set it up.
Like, okay, buddy,
and the teams work to make sure in the software that the fact that you have 2 different phone numbers is understood, and you can name them home and work, primary, secondary, whatever. And then throughout the user experience, you'll see that a call is coming in on a certain line, and you know how to deal with that. Now, support for eSIM requires support from carriers, and we've been working with many great carrier partners, and they're going to be rolling out eSIM support throughout the fall and many more into next year. We're really, really happy to be working with them on this. So that's how we're going to provide dual SIM support around the world. We will have a single physical SIM and an eSIM in both iPhone XS and XS Max. In China, where we can't bring eSIM into iPhone yet, we're making a special model of the iPhone XS Max that has 2 physical SIMs, actually 1 on each side of the SIM tray. It's a really smart implementation, and we think they're going to love that. So this is iPhone XS and XS Max. They are packed with so many new advancements. Better Super Retina displays, 5.8-inch, and the new 6.5-inch OLED displays.
It felt slowly being
our next generation 7-nanometer A12 Bionic chip with faster CPU, GPU, neural engine, and helping us to deliver even longer battery life. Our new generation dual camera system with a bigger sensor, smart HDR, portrait mode with more beautiful bokeh, dynamic depth of field,
how much is it going to cost?
Higher quality videos with HD and 4K. New true depth camera system that's faster for Face ID. Gigabit class LTE. This beautiful new gold finish.
They shouldn't even separate.
Protection to IP68.
That's what I was saying
so
earlier.
Much more. These are incredible new iPhones.
Just give us your wallet.
And the team works really hard to make these iPhones the most environmentally friendly manner possible. To tell you a little bit more about that, I'm really excited to bring out Lisa.
Layaway. We'll give you this portion of phone now.
Hey, well, you joke about that, but
that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. You know, we never stop thinking about what's best for the planet.
Last weekend about
this starts with our products, but it extends to everything we do at Apple.
What do
so, for instance, earlier this year, we announced something pretty amazing. You may have heard about it already, but we can't help repeating ourselves because we now run Apple on 100% renewable energy. All of our facilities worldwide.
It's kind of hard to say.
Now, of course, that includes the gorgeous campus that we're on right now. It's powered by our own solar panels and directed biogas fuel cells. But it's also about the facilities that you don't often see, like our data centers, which use lots of clean energy to support services like iMessage.
Solar panels. So
and that means every time you send an iMessage or make a FaceTime video call, we're using lots of clean energy to make that happen. Now, when we set out to do this, people said it couldn't be done. And if you know Apple, those are exactly the kinds of challenges that we love. So we've done it, and we're really, really proud of it. And now we're on to the next challenge. We hope to one day eliminate our need to mine new materials from the earth.
Anything is possible.
Now, as you can imagine, this is a
There was talk of
massive
Apple
effort.
buying Tesla for
So to
it.
reach
You guys
that
remember
goal, we'll have to
Which
do
has
3
Solar
things.
City, right?
First, we'll
I
have
guess
to
they didn't
find
need to
new
because they
ways
built
to
their
make
own
our
solar
products with recycled or renewable materials that are sourced responsibly. Then we'll have to ensure that our products last as long as possible. And then finally, after a long life of use, we have to ensure that they're recycled properly. So let's take a look at some of the material innovations within the new iPhones that we've just announced. We've transitioned to using recycled tin in the main logic board of iPhone, including the new iPhone XS. And of course, this is with no reduction in quality or performance. This one change will prevent the mining of over 10,000 tons of tin ore in a single year. And we're doing this with other materials as well. We have a better plastics program, and through that, we're reducing our use of traditional plastics and transitioning to recycled and bio-based materials. For example, the speaker enclosure for iPhone XS is now made with 35% post-consumer recycled plastics. And the cover glass, yeah, it's good. And the cover glass frame is made with 32% bio-based plastic. It's better for the planet, but it's also tougher and it performs better. Second, we also make sure to design and build durable products that last as long as possible. That means long-lasting hardware coupled with our amazing software. All of these devices, including the iPhone 5S, run iOS 12. And iOS 12 is designed to make your iPhone and iPad experience even better, even more responsive, faster, just better. And because they last longer, you can keep using them. And keeping using them is the best thing for the planet.
What do we do?
And finally, when it comes time to reuse and recycle, we have Apple Give Back. This is something I'm really proud of. With Apple Give Back, it doesn't matter what device you have or what condition it's in. Bring it in or mail it in to us.
You give it to
we'll
a
assess
robot.
it, and if it can be used by someone else, we'll give you the value.
iPhone.
If not, we'll recycle it properly for free. Maybe we'll even use a robot. Who remembers Liam? We'll meet his sister, Daisy, who can disassemble 9 different models of iPhone. Using Daisy, we can reuse those recycled materials in future products. And the more we do this, the less we'll have to mine from the earth. So that iPhone 5S, with Apple Give Back, it can go on to another user when you're ready to switch to a new iPhone. And when it comes to the new iPhone XS, you can feel confident that it too was designed for another long life of use. Either way, it's good for you, but it is a huge win for the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Don't worry too much. It's not a problem. Just give me the credit card. No, it's fine.
Important
Don't
to all
worry.
the teams at Apple, and it's a great example of a collaboration between all the teams to do everything from reducing the amount of tin in products to the Give Back program. Just great work, and we're really proud of everything they do. So, iPhone XS, iPhone XS Max, they are stunning. The best iPhones we've ever made by a long shot. We are so excited about the technologies in here, the experiences they're going to bring to people. And we hope customers love them just as much as we do.
This is going to be it.
We want to reach as many customers as we can with this incredible technology. So that's why we are very excited to show you one more iPhone.
To lower the price? No. Oh, like one more iPhone.
Ooh, what is it? Oh,
iPhone Y.
Price! They were gonna be like, we're not gonna raise the price.
It is incredible. We are so excited to introduce you to the iPhone XR. And we hope it reaches even more customers with this amazing, incredible technology. It's made from a 7000 series aerospace-grade aluminum and has more durable glass. It is absolutely stunning. It comes incredible new finishes: white, black, blue, coral, yellow, each beautifully designed with that aluminum finish, the glass in the back. The screen goes edge to edge and top to bottom. There's even an incredible product red one as well, and it is beautiful. All of these are protected from dust and liquids to IP67. They're designed end-to-end with the most incredible technology. This display is really what strikes you, though. It's an LCD display that for the first time goes edge to edge. It took advanced new engineering and technology to do pixel masking and pixel anti-aliasing, and to have LEDs that fit into a smaller space than ever before. This is the most advanced LCD ever in a smartphone. And it's so cool, we had to give it its own cool new name. It's called the Liquid Retina display. The Liquid Retina display is 6.1 inches on the diagonal. Now let's bring, well, first it's 1.4 million pixels, and it's 326 pixels per inch, so true Retina image quality. Now let's bring that iPhone 8 Plus next to it, because it's really interesting. It is a bigger display than the iPhone 8 Plus in a smaller design. The design actually fits perfectly between the size of an 8 and an 8 Plus. So we think it's going to make a lot of customers really happy. So a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina display, an LCD display, 1.4 million pixels. It supports tap to wake. It has that 120 hertz touch-sensitive layer, so it scrolls super fast. It has great color management, color accuracy. It is a wide color display, and it has True Tone support, so the whites look paper white in all the lights you use them. And it is an iPhone X experience on an LCD display, so that means you tap it to wake it up. There's no home button. You swipe up to go to the home screen, first for an LCD display. Swipe down to get your notifications.
Which means it's going to be more expensive than we think.
Swipe down to get to Control Center from the right corner. Now, it doesn't have 3D touch, but here again, the team came up with something really smart. It has a new feature we call haptic touch. So to get to the camera from the home screen, you just press on it, you feel a haptic tap, and you're taken right to the camera. This is similar technology to what we do with the trackpad in the MacBook Pro that we all love so much. It is a great experience. And like every iPhone X new experience, it has Face ID. And there's a true depth camera system, the same true depth camera system in iPhone XS and XS Max. So it's infrared camera, flood illuminator, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, dot projector, front camera, speaker, and microphone. All the technology to have an incredible Face ID experience. So you look at iPhone XR to unlock it, you look at it to pay with Apple Pay. And like iPhone XS and XS Max, it's faster with its faster algorithms running on a faster, secure enclave.
You look at it to unlock it.
And inside the iPhone XR is nothing but the best chip we make, our brand new 7-nanometer A12 Bionic chip. So this is a powerhouse faster CPU, faster GPU, faster neural engine, and it can do all of those experiences that Cayenne showed you earlier, including real-time machine learning. It is an incredible new phone.
Luke, how much
and it has a great new camera system as well. It's a single camera system, our best single camera system that we've ever made. It's a 12 megapixel wide angle camera, the exact same wide angle camera in the 10S and 10S Max. So it's our new generation sensor that's larger with bigger pixels, optical image stabilization, twice as many focus pixels, fast f1.8 aperture, Apple designed lens, and the new improved True Tone flash as well. And it takes beautiful photos, like this one. So this was taken from an iPhone XR. It is stunning. Incredible detail, beautiful tone mapping. It's probably something you've noticed about this photo, though. It's a portrait mode photo with that beautiful background blur, taken from a single camera system. This is remarkable. What the team is able to do is combine hardware and software to create a depth segmentation map using the focus pixels and neural net software so that we can create portrait mode photos on the brand new iPhone XR. Here's another example. Just incredible. Beautiful, beautiful focus on the subject, great lighting, beautiful background bokeh. Yes, it gets the same advanced bokeh technology we talked about with iPhone XS and XS Max. And it gets depth control dynamically after you've taken the picture. So all that breakthrough features and capabilities that you want are right here.
He's like, I heard
Here's some other photo examples taken from iPhone XR. They're absolutely beautiful. It has smart HDR as well. Helps to bring out highlights and shadows even in low light photos. It has wide color as well, so you get stunning, beautiful, rich color photographs.
I don't think the average person cares about
On the front side, it's the same true depth camera system as iPhone XS and XS Max with its latest technology. So you get full support for portrait mode and portrait lighting. You can take some of the best selfies you've ever seen. These are shot off the true depth camera on iPhone XR.
But why would someone buy the small?
What about battery life? Well, here the story continues to be just great. With this performance and this big screen, the teams worked hard to give great battery life. So let's compare it to the iPhone 8 Plus. So many customers love the long battery life of that. Well, iPhone XR gives you up to an hour and a half more in your day than the iPhone 8 Plus. So this is the brand new iPhone XR. There's a 6.1-inch liquid retina display, an LCD display, the most advanced ever in the industry. It is our latest 7-nanometer A12 Bionic chip with its faster CPU and GPU and that breakthrough neural engine, and helping deliver even longer battery life. It's the best single camera system we've ever made with our new generation 12-megapixel sensor with support for smart HDR, portrait modes with beautiful bokeh, dynamic depth control, incredible video. It has the same true depth camera system as iPhone XS and XS Max with faster Face ID, and on and on. These 6 beautiful new finishes, that incredible 7000 series aerospace grade aluminum, and IP67 protection from liquids and dust. iPhone XS, XS Max, and iPhone XR have arsenic-free display glass, mercury-free displays, BFR-free, PVC-free, beryllium-free. They're designed and manufactured in a low-carbon process, and they're highly recyclable. We're so proud of all that work the team does. This is a huge day for iPhone. We now have iPhone XS, XS Max, and XR, 3 new models of iPhone. We have a product video about it to tell you a little bit more, and they're amazing.
The iPhone X described our vision for the future of the smartphone. Today, we're extending that vision with significant advances across 3 entirely new products. iPhone XS, iPhone XS Max, and iPhone XR.
I heard Apple's working on an e-bike.
iPhone XS is completely uncompromising. The expansive Super Retina display with OLED delivers vivid brightness, true blacks, and high dynamic range content. iPhone XS Max has the largest display ever on an iPhone. Custom-developed stainless steel is precisely machined to create structural bands in 3 finishes, including new gold. With even better water and dust resistance, this structure is integrated with the most durable glass ever developed for a smartphone. Face ID, enabled by the TrueDepth camera system, reinvents the way to securely unlock, log in, and pay with only a glance. Now it's even faster. The A12 Bionic chip is the smartest and most powerful chip ever in a smartphone. Its next-generation neural engine dedicates machine learning to everything from augmented reality to photography. With a more advanced dual camera system and neural engine, iPhone is again taking us to a new era of photography, where even more capable sensors are combined with lenses, chips, and advanced software delivering smart HDR across your photos, creating images like never before. Portrait mode on both the back camera and front TrueDepth camera now features more nuanced, software-enhanced, adjustable depth of field. 4K video with better low light performance and extended dynamic range now records in stereo, and your content plays back in widened stereo sound. iPhone XR integrates the same breakthrough technologies. It's powered by the same A12 Bionic chip.
That would be awesome.
Has the same versatile TrueDepth camera with the same advanced Face ID. An entirely new range of finishes are enabled by precision machined structural aluminium bands, anodized to complement an all-glass enclosure. The all-screen liquid retina display is the most advanced LCD in a smartphone and the most color accurate in the industry. A new backlight design allows the display to extend into the radius corners, enabling a larger LCD than ever before. The advanced single camera system, combined with machine learning, allows iPhone XR to recognize people, map subjects, and add depth. The depth of field is adjustable, so you can take more dramatic portraits.
So I think the voice is probably
Our utterly uncompromised vision for the future, iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, and with a range of new finishes offering more choice to more people, iPhone XR.
Tennis? Tennis? What is it, tennis?
The iPhone XS. Yeah, that's the new product.
It's the sport of it.
No, it's
badminton.
No, it's actually a tennis.
Well, iPhone XR will come in 6 finishes
now,
in 3 sizes.
With the A12 Bionic,
64
we can
gigabytes,
precisely measure
128 gigabytes,
the volume of every
and
tennis ball
256
that you
gigabytes
hit.
of storage. And it will start at $749.
Exactly.
Oh, wait,
how much it does.
Got some pricing coming. I can feel it.
That's less expensive than the iPhone 8 Plus. Really proud of the work the team has done on that.
Oh, wow.
In order in
I'm
just over a
behind.
month, October 19th, and it'll start to ship
For
a week later
64
than
gigabytes,
that,
so
October
$849 for the
26th.
one.
iPhone XS will come in 3 configurations, 64 gigs,
Oh.
256 gigs, and that new 512 gigabyte storage capacity.
Hello.
It starts
I don't even know if these
at $999. An iPhone XS Max, same 3 configurations with its larger screen, larger battery, be just $100 more, starting at $1099. So iPhone XS and XS Max, you can start pre-ordering on Friday, September 14th,
Yeah,
and they'll
So
ship
up to $12.99?
a week later,
Oh,
September
$100 less.
21st. And it'll start
Wow,
shipping
what a
in all
value!
of these markets.
Hey, so interesting.
Nice
They're not
long
offering a
list.
terabyte.
But if you don't
version
see
anymore.
your favorite location there, don't worry. A week later,
That's what I.
they'll start shipping in all of these locations as well.
We
This
can't
is
sell a $1,300 phone.
somebody saw their favorite
Actually, no, the
country
top
or
one is
location.
$1,300.
This is the fastest rollout geographically we've ever had for new iPhones.
You're in luck,
It's
Slovakia.
really great. So this holiday,
looking at you,
we have
Lithuania.
an unbelievable lineup of iPhones. iPhone 7 starts now at just $449.
They did, yes.
iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. iPhone 8 at $599, models of 8 and 8 Plus.
I know I'm ranting.
The brand new iPhone XR starting at $749, XS at $999, and XS Max at $1099.
Oh, so they are going to offer
running
the
iOS
whole,
12,
I was wondering if they would like consolidate
the world's
a bit
most
here,
advanced mobile
but I guess the
operating
answer
system.
is no.
And we can all upgrade to its performance and its great features, AR, Animoji, Memoji, Screen
Max.
Time, and more. Next week, September 17th. So that is our news on iPhone. Back to Tim.
Thank you, Phil. What a fantastic new lineup of iPhones. It's clearly the best lineup we've had by far.
I don't know.
Taking the breakthroughs of iPhone 10 even further than before, and making them available to even more people. Now, before we close this morning, I've got a few more updates to give you. We've got an update to the HomePod, our breakthrough
it's nice
home
that
speaker.
The 7 is like
we recently added stereo
now.
pairs in AirPlay 2.
That's
so
still
now
a
when you
fine
add
phone.
a second HomePod to create a stereo pair, it creates this incredible wide immersive soundstage.
Yeah,
you really have to
that'd be
hear
the
this
risk.
to believe it. It's really awesome. And with AirPlay 2, HomePod becomes the best multi-room audio experience. We've got some other great features that we're bringing to HomePod. You'll be able to search for your favorite songs by lyrics, create multiple timers, make and receive phone calls right from your HomePod, and just like your Apple Watch, you can ping your iPhone or any of your Apple devices to help find them around your house. It's incredibly useful at my house. And we couldn't be more excited about how Siri shortcuts will open up a world of apps for the HomePod. Also, we'll be shipping a new update to tvOS with support for Dolby Atmos for Apple TV 4K. It's stunning new 4K aerials, and with access to a wide range of live sports and news programs, there are now well over 100 video partners available through the TV app. Both the HomePod and the tvOS updates will be available on Monday, September
Apple
17th.
TV.
And then the following
That's a
week,
thing.
we've got a great new update for the Mac with macOS Mojave. All new dark mode, updates to desktop and Finder, enhanced privacy and security, and a completely redesigned Mac App Store. macOS Mojave will be available on September 24th.
Computers, remember those?
We're excited about this huge mod.
They're adding
and
dark
all
mode.
of
It's
these
like
big releases
literally something that is like a browser extension.
So what a great morning. We introduced the Apple Watch Series 4, newly designed and re-engineered to help you stay even more active, healthy, and connected. It is the most capable Apple Watch yet. We showed you the new iPhone XS, the most advanced smartphone in the world with a Super Retina display, advanced Face ID, a breakthrough dual camera system, and the smartest, most powerful chip ever in a smartphone. An iPhone XS is not just one phone, it's two, with the iPhone XS Max, the biggest screen ever in an iPhone, the biggest battery ever in an iPhone, and of course, the biggest experience ever in an iPhone. And the iPhone XR with the new
people are gonna get some
Retina display.
XS elbow
It shares so many of the
from
advanced
having
features of
this,
iPhone XS,
haul that
and
thing
it
around.
is just stunning with 6 beautiful new finishes to choose from. iPhone XR will allow us to deliver the future of the smartphone to even more people. At Apple, we're always pushing our products forward.
Well, that sounds good.
And
Although
making
a $400
technology
phone would reach
more
even more
personal.
people.
We hope that you love these new products as much as we do. We've got a hands-on area just upstairs that's going to open in a moment, and we hope that you'll take time to get your hands on them and experience them for yourselves. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this morning, including those watching us online. And I'd especially like to thank all the people at Apple who made this magical day possible. Thank you.
And I'm going to name them all one by one. We've got Artie over in resources. There's Ash. Amy. There's several Amy's. Let's go through them all one by one.
But where's my musical outro? Where's the band?
What do you guys make of that overall? What's your thoughts here? Do we like it? Do we hate it?
The watch technology is really awesome, but the price is really not. Like really not.
Yeah.
I mean, watches are not a high volume seller, and like just in general.
If you watch their earnings report, it's always like it's a growing blip, but they don't break it out still.
Yeah. So I just have a hard time imagining that a lot of people are going to buy it at that price. You know, it doesn't really matter how good it is.
I wonder what Apple's strategy is.
It's a lot of money for a watch.
They do keep growing market share. They do sell a lot of watches, although a lot is a very relative number.
Because who's selling a lot of smartwatches?
Yeah, and how many iPhones do they sell? I mean, they sell a lot of iPhones. But watches, who knows? They sell a good number. I was really impressed with that technology, that watch, though.
The health
Yeah.
stuff.
The health stuff was
blew
me away.
But that's why it makes the price even more of a bummer, because it's like this health technology is awesome, but the price just makes it completely out of reach for
they're reaching a point,
huge amount of people.
Well, hang on, they're reaching a point when it becomes enough of a health device that it could be subsidized by your insurance.
Well, I think you can in some cases you can already get the Apple Watch subsidized. There's a few that do it.
There you go.
I know there's a few that have done it with even the past features.
Fact checking cuz.
But the Apple Watch really though is a premium device though it's not for the just like average person out there. I don't think it ever was. Like it's always been a premium device that was specifically made to be expensive, and so I don't know. I don't know if $100 will matter as much as we might think.
We'll see. iPhones, thoughts?
They're great. They have been great. They always are great. It's just it's completely boring how awesome they are. I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, like the iPhone is dominant because they're great phones and have always been great phones. So, like, this isn't going to change that. They're still going to be dominant. Like, I don't know. It is kind of cool that they're adding like some really high-end features to the high-end iPhone, like the dual SIM. Like, it kind of. Remember when there was like all the rumors about the iPhone Pro?
Yeah.
And people were saying like they were going to do like this iPhone Pro for like high-end users. It's kind of it is basically that, the iPhone
for wealthy users. Let's
10s.
say.
Well, you could say that too. I mean, yeah, it's definitely some crossover because a lot of those people. I mean, you're not going to care about dual SIM probably unless either you like own a business or you travel.
Or you travel a lot. It is useful if you travel a lot. When we send people out to IFA, you have to get all these new SIMs. It's like a pain in the ass.
It is a pain.
It's a German SIM.
You got to go over to the SIM shop when you hit the ground. Buy a prepaid. Yeah.
Still expensive.
So.
And then that was it. Did we see any? Was there anything else?
Well, there was a lot of camera stuff.
A lot of camera stuff. So the last thing they announced was the extra features for the HomePod, and they briefly mentioned something with Apple TV. But yeah, basically that was basically it.
I think they made a new icon for the Apple TV, so they had to note that.
Note the beveled edges.
Yeah, but I mean, like with the iPhone, it really is at a point where it's like that new processor is amazing, just like all the other processors in the iPhones have been amazing. But they're just so good and have been so good for so long that it's kind of like, okay. It doesn't necessarily change anything for people. You know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean. It's tricky when you're the industry leader and the next product you put out is, incrementally better. We're hoping to be dazzled, but I don't really need to dazzle us. We need somebody else to come along and dazzle us such that Apple has to compete with.
Well, it needs to be something. If it's going to be something to dazzle us, so it would have to be like you said. Like, what if they revealed, like, took the curtain off the stage in an Apple car, like,
Yeah.
like that would be the thing, you know, to dazzle us.
Thing,
I just got my hands on the Note 9, which has the S Pen, and I've never really been a big user of the pen, but I'm going to spend a lot of time trying it over the next couple of weeks. And if that becomes something that really transforms my usage case, the way I use the phone, maybe there's a space that somebody else has innovated that Apple needs to move into. But I don't know. A lot of people do love the Notes, right? That's a very, very popular phone.
Yeah.
But Apple doesn't need to because they're already making one of the best phones on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's easy, like, to be down on them for not innovating, but it's also kind of like, what do you expect? Like, you know, eventually they will come up with something else, and then, like, 10 years from now, all the iPhone users are going to be, like, sitting at the Apple keynote, like, desperately waiting that they say something about the iPhone, just like we have been with the Mac.
Yeah.
You know, the new thing's going to come along at some point, and then,
It's going to be a while, though. I don't think it's...
In the meantime, we're going to get a pool. We're going to fill it up with wine.
And dump some iPhones in it. Yeah. It's going to be at least like a $300,000 endeavor.
I'm fine with that.
So.
Well, it doesn't have to be top quality wine. We're getting some
No,
Barnes and James
but
here.
I'm saying we need to put more than
We're
one
gonna get those
iPhone in
jugs.
it. We need to get like a dump truck of iPhones.
10S Max.
Dump truck full of iPhones.
And just back it up.
You heard it here first. Dump truck of iPhones, swimming pool filled with wine.
Yeah.
I do think that the 10R is, like I was saying that
the phone to get?
The pricing was kind of weird, but like that's like if I was buying an iPhone right now, that's the one I would get.
That's actually probably the one I would get if my
Because
iPhone.
I really don't
died.
care. I'd rather have an aluminum phone than a glass one. And I don't really, OLED isn't, I don't think it makes it as big enough difference for me to spend, what was it, 100, 200 bucks, 300 bucks, 200 bucks?
Well, assuming that you know, if you want to get the bigger screen and not be a screen downgrade.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I think it's like 300 bucks. So, like the eSIM would be useful, but I don't know if it's useful enough to spend that much money.
I don't.
Plus, you can get cool colors.
Colors are nice.
You know, I personally like cool colors more than, you know, shiny gold.
I do too.
This just feels like you're bragging a bit.
That's all we got.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Internet. Bye, Internet.
We will have complete coverage of the iPhone, of course, on digitaltrends.com. We have 2 people at the event who are currently in the hands-on zone, actively playing around with iPhones and watches.
They're currently in a fist fight, I think, is what I last heard.
Probably dumping beer over each other and wine over each other because it's wine and waterproof, and beer-proof.
So
stick
we're
around.
hoping at least
Later
one of them
today.
comes out alive.
Complete coverage.